ค Nothing like a little Hugo to get things started here.
Hugo
Montenegro.
Oh, that's what that was. I sort of recognized, but I couldn't think of the name. I still can't think of the name.
You don't. Well, I mean, I don't know if Hugo Montenegro would be more well known for his easy listening with synthesizer added instrumental albums covering other people's material, or if you might better know him for this. Which always makes me think of that scene from Titus when I think he's like finally standing up to his dad or something like that, which never works well for him. Why did I say fight? Like he's and he actually does like a he just gets a bunch of strange looks.
Love theme from The Godfather.
Yes, that is an album he did. Yeah, he did do that. But he did the theme from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So Brian's going to familiarize himself with every last detail there is to know about Mr. Hugo Montenegro.
Rocket Man, a tribute to John Lennon.
No. John Lennon?
I mean, Elton John. How did I say that wrong?
Elton John Lennon. Well, to be fair, on the tribute to Elton John, he does do a cover of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Yeah, there you go.
Because Elton John also did a cover of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. So it's a cover of a cover.
He was in the
yeah,
Newport Navy Band. That's the picture they chose to show him back from 1944.
Okay.
And, hey, Jim. He's dead, Jim. He died in 81.
Yeah.
Anytime we see somebody get killed on some TV show or whatever, we always yell out, "He's dead, Jim."
He's dead. It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim.
Star Trek.
Of course.
Oh, by the way, we haven't talked about it in a long time. You've been watching the Star Trek stuff in play series,
right?
Where are you at?
We have started the last season of Deep Space Nine.
Oh, right.
So once we get through this, we're kind of out of the era of overlapping series, because
right. Because then there's a gap before.
Well, I guess Voyager stops and then Enterprise starts, and then Enterprise stops, and then like there's nothing for a while, and then there's other there's
then there's the remakes.
Right. Well, I think there's
the movies actually.
Well, there's the movies, and there's other things too. But I don't even know. I didn't even figure out where the movies fit chronologically to every.
So you could have missed the movies within your time scale.
I have enough,
which is fine.
I have enough.
You were talking about this TV series, right?
I have enough things to lose sleep over.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Not that I actually have a
problem.
Have you
been watching any of the latest Star Wars stuff on Disney Channel?
I watched the first 2 seasons of the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And
what gets me is that you have some episodes that are just action, no dialogue at all, and then the next one, some dialogue. I can find out who these people are.
Right.
It's not great. The big thing is they introduced the quote unquote Baby Yoda, which is not his name.
No.
But
okay, he's Baby Yoda.
That is a weird product,
and he's not a baby, but he is.
Right. Yeah, he's like 15 years old or something like that.
Right.
Acts like he's 3.
Right. Because
that's
aging.
they age very slowly.
I mean, you'd figure different alien species would age differently, and
Possibly.
not all be in humanoid shape or fashion or form. You know,
Hey, do we have any idea how long dinosaurs lived?
longer than us.
Do we really know that though?
Uh,
I mean,
we
they're
have we
much
have
bigger.
scientific evidence to support the theory, but no, we don't. We don't. We're going off of evidence and best
Sure, sure.
educated deductions and estimations.
Right. We're
Uh,
faking it.
I was trying to avoid saying educated guess because I think it's a bit more than a guess, but yeah, we
Well,
weren't
sometimes they
there.
pull up the a jawbone of something and then make a whole animal out of it.
Hmm.
Is that
Well,
what he
so
really looked like?
well, sometimes they put the bones together incorrectly, and then
Oh
also,
yeah, yeah, sure.
and now they say that they think the dinosaurs are more bird-like, which completely goes because really we just had skeletons and filled in the
Well,
rest.
not all dinosaurs have the bird-like features.
Well, that's
Birds have dinosaur-like features.
well, yeah, but the point is that the only thing we had was a skeleton, which was a frame. So we really had no idea what the outside looked like, and they took best guesses and made them look very reptilian.
Sure.
And
Well,
then you grow up and you find out
you
that
can look at points of contacts with between muscles, and you could guess how big the muscles are, which suggests
right.
what the full limb looks like,
But
not just the bones of the limb.
sometimes they put the wrong head on the wrong body. So
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
would suck.
and
Good
that's
thing they don't put the head on backwards like they did with C3PO, right? That was actually pretty funny.
yeah, there is that.
But anyway, so yeah, The Mandalorian wasn't great as a spinoff.
I liked it. It was all
I mean,
right.
it was okay. I mean, it was passable. Uh, Andor, which is the pre-cluder, the thinger before
The figure between
before Rogue One.
okay.
That was actually probably the best of them.
Hmm.
We've watched parts of the Accolade, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Wasn't that good. We might continue because I think they're coming out with the new seasons. Although some of their
Yeah.
ads are kind of, is this thing new,
Well, we
or
had,
is just showing it, trying to get us to watch it again?
we're watching old school stuff currently. We always
Sure.
have like a daily watch with dinner, and we worked our way through the full series of Cheers. And then I realized another season of Curb Your Enthusiasm came out, but I need to download purchase a completely valid legal copy, and I just never got around to it.
Was it a stream for
So
someplace?
probably, but I don't do that. I get my own copies. But and then I
You get them
throw
on
my,
DVD or you get them digitally?
well, I have the whole Curb except for the newest season on like this massive DVD set that was dirt cheap on eBay.
Is
And-
that a
and
left curb or a right curb?
it,
That was
it
a
all
joke.
it all depends what direction you're approaching it from.
Oh yeah, that's right.
One,
Because if you're
one
looking at
person's
it, it looks like it's left, but it's really right from their point of view,
right.
and vice.
Yes. Now I did get a text from Mars that he has some appointments and they might run late to he might not be able to make it tonight, but he wanted me to send him the code anyways because maybe he can make it. So we'll find out if he pops in at some point.
All right. Well,
But
here's
yeah.
to him visiting us. And bingo, it's 5 o'clock or 8 o'clock, depending on your point of
Yeah.
view.
But it still feels off. You know who was a big complainer about the clock springing ahead?
I am.
Nick was a bigger complainer, though. So much that I have no recollection of you ever complaining about the clocks. Because, oh man,
so you didn't see my tweet to Elon and Donnie and I think it might have been included Mike Johnson saying, "Why are we still doing this? You promised, you asshole," or something like that.
Well, they're too busy destroying freedom of speech,
Sure.
Priorities.
And they don't read anything anywhere. Why are you trying to? Why even change anything? Right?
Yeah. But no. Anyways, where was I?
I think the trick is to get yourself on Fox News and throw something in there.
I'm so tired. I'm dreaming about not getting sleep.
That's not productive.
But then again, aren't all dreams about not sleeping? Do you ever dream of sleeping? That would be kind of weird. But no, I mean, like last night, I had this dream where I was up late doing something and I was trying to get something done to get to bed. And I looked at the time and it was 7 a.m. And it's like, shit, I have to get ready for work and I haven't even gotten to sleep yet. What the fuck am I going to do? And then I woke up and I still had to get up for work, but I had actually slept. But I was still feeling just as tired as I was in my dream. So it's still...
Hey, Warhawk. We're talking about dreaming. Dreaming about dreaming.
Dreaming about not dreaming. Or dreaming.
Or not sleeping. Or
not dreaming about dreaming. Or not dreaming about not dreaming.
Right.
But no, before the show though, I did have to take a quick run out down over to the grocery store to pick up some half and half. Because if I didn't do that tomorrow, the only option
then Nick would be mad.
Well, Nick would be mad.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then tomorrow the only options I have would be to have my coffee with oat milk or to have my coffee, as they say up in Canada, without milk. With oat milk. Yeah, there we go. Did I do that all right?
You were close. Enough to be recognizable. Without
walked into a Tim Hortons.
It's not about being without, right?
Walked into a Tim Hortons, ordered a coffee with oat milk, gave me a black coffee. What the hell is this? Mookie Redigan, hello, people of Earth. Well, hello, Mookie. And Warhawk Redigan, no dreams barred. So, unless they are. So anyways, last week we reviewed that if you don't know how to write Python code, that's okay. You can ask an AI to do it for you. And maybe you'll be successful at that, maybe you won't. The main reason for that was because I had got written that little program that will rip my SACDs to that reminds me. I changed the disk in the player. I need to hit the go button again. There we go. But yeah, I've been ripping my SACDs to FLAC. Why?
So getting started is as simple as telling the AI app, write me code to say hello world in Python.
You could do that. I mean, it can code in different things. Actually, I thought what would be cool, but it can't do it. But then again, it wasn't as cool as I thought. Because I thought to myself, well, what if I asked it to code in for a Commodore 64? Could it write good Commodore 64 code? But how would I get its code from my screen to the Commodore 64? Because I really don't feel like typing all that out.
Is there a connection between your Commodore 64 and your other computer?
Not really, no.
So it cannot connect to the network or anything like that?
No, it's not networkable. No.
Right. And there's no Bluetooth thing for Commodore 64.
Now the thing is that Commodore 64 does have like SD card readers that will emulate a disk drive, so you can.
You go. See, that's how you do it.
But that's cheating.
No, it's not. You're transferring data.
So I asked the AI, "Can you make sound?" And unfortunately, the AI cannot make sound, so that kind of put a damper.
Yeah, but you did a whole music app. That's all sound.
Well, no, it wrote code so that I could rip discs to files, but the AI didn't make the sound. The AI made an app that allowed me to rip
I see. I see.
Yeah, no, that's not at all.
So you talk to it and it won't talk back.
It'll type back.
Right.
But and different AIs do different
computer,
things.
Can you talk back to me? Just thinking about it.
But what I thought would be cool is if I ask an AI to write me a code. It
doesn't know what to do with it. It doesn't even say, no, I can't do that.
Well,
that's pretty funny, isn't it?
Few people know how to respond to you, Brian.
Yeah, this computer doesn't know how to respond. And it totally ignored that.
Yeah. So, anyways, I thought it would be cool would be to ask AI to write a Commodore 64 code and send it to me in the form of a WAV file that I would record onto a cassette tape. I thought that would be pretty cool if you could make an AI do that. And you probably could make an AI do that, but it's not as cool as I thought, because what the AI told me was, well, I can't produce sound, but I can produce code, and there's a website that you could enter code and it converts it to sound that you could then put on your. So there's already like standard apps out there.
So you write to a cassette tape and then play
convert
it back
code to tape, right?
And that would be readable by the Commodore 64.
Because Gators likes to find the least practical way to do things. Now, did I do that? No, I didn't do that, because that would have required digging out my blank cassette tapes and finding one I don't mind erasing.
So here was a cool thing that came out, and Byte Magazine sold the idea. They had something called paper bytes.
Okay.
So it would translate the text to like barcodes that then you could scan in with they had a special barcode reader for the paper bytes. So you just run it along the line and then the next line and read the code in. It was cool, but it wasn't very reliable. Like I thought I got that one right. No. And now, you just go psh, blink, blink, blink. Barcodes really are really good.
Yeah. And QR codes are even better.
Sure.
They hold more.
Yeah, right. But I mean, you go to the supermarket, everything's got barcodes.
Right. Exactly. But so anyways, the reason why I was focusing so hard on ripping everything was and this is a very small part of the story, because it's been on my mind for a while how easy it is for me to stream my Plex collection to my phone, my stereo Plex collection to my phone. I no longer need to worry about grabbing stereo music I want to listen to for the car, or even manually loading files onto like the SD card of my phone, or connecting the cable of phone to my computer. And because it used to be like, before I was getting ready for a trip, it's like, all right, let me make sure I have a good portion of my music collection that I'm interested in right now on my phone. Like, not the whole collection, but a portion of it. I'd review.
Of course, the chat is all interested in Raspberry Pi to 3D printer,
and they can have their conversation. I have nothing to contribute to that. I don't have a 3D printer. I don't know about making CAD designs. And maybe I can get an AI to do it for me if I had a 3D printer, but I don't have a 3D printer. So I have nothing useful to contribute there.
Doesn't Mars have a 3D printer? Although he's not here.
I don't know.
I was thinking he did.
Did he? I'm not remembering that.
I don't know.
But anyways, so once Plex came out with the PlexAmp app, it made it real easy to just throw an app on my phone and have my entire stereo music library cloud-based on my phone, as long as I have some kind of wireless signal on the phone. And I found that it works perfectly fine. I connect this to my car's radio, and I even have a little voice command app on this phone here, so I can navigate while keeping both hands on the wheel and tell it to open up PlexAmp and tell it to play, navigate menu, tap on that, play that, and there I go. But that doesn't help me with my surround music. And as anyone who knows me knows, I take my surround music very seriously, to the point that I have an SACD player in the car that also plays DVD, and I'll take DVDs and SACDs with me in the car to listen to surround music at some point during my drives and my road trips. And I've always been thinking, like, what a pain in the ass this is, to have to be burning discs still, to have this big binder of discs in the back of my car, to have to every now and then put them away and sort them out and re-alphabetize them as I've inserted new discs and burned more discs to the collection, and the binder's starting to get full, and I'm just, swimming in these fucking discs every fucking where. And it's like, if only I could get my Plex library to stream surround to my car somehow. So that's kind of the dream. That's the dream. Streaming audio to my car, just like the stereo, but surround. That's the dream. And it might be a pipe dream, but I'm still kind of chewing on that. And that was.
Are you going to get Atmos for your car?
No. I'm going to get. Let me get the streaming surround, and then I'll figure out Atmos. Not this. I'm not putting more speakers in this car. I figure by the time I get surround in the car is going to break down someplace, and I'm going to need to tow it to the junkyard. The next car will have Atmos. We'll figure that out in the next car.
Some cars have a big number, like a shitload of speakers.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Well, you can never have two. Some cars have speakers, some cars have cup holders, some cars have both. Mookie writing in, I tried to organize all my media and get it to some sort of server, but it was too time consuming and would have taken forever. Plus, getting the metadata straightened out was awful. Maybe it's more streamlined now. No, metadata is still pretty damn fucking awful. And I've streamlined certain things. That's a big part of the SACD ripping app that I made, is that it used to be that to rip an SACD, you had to use the SACD extract tool to extract it to either an ISO file that only certain softwares could play or recognize, or a DSF file, which then also would require using an app to convert out to some sort of PCM version of digital, which would be WAV or something like that. And
okay. So,
but we're never going to find out how that ends.
Meridian that has 34 speakers.
Okay.
And a dual channel woofer. You want one of those?
So that's why I made an app.
You need one of those.
So that's why I made an app that directly rips my SACD to split out FLACs, and it names the FLACs and tags them based on the metadata of the SACD. However, metadata on the SACD is a little bit off at times. Sometimes it does things in all capital letters. Sometimes it throws the track number in with the track name as well. So that way it's track number 1, the title 01, and the name of the song. And then, you got that if that type of stuff keeps you up at night. And then also, when I was in school, we were taught about how to properly file and alphabetize things. You were taught this, right, Brian?
Yes.
Right. So how do you alphabetize? By last name. How do automatic metadata tagging apps work? What does Plex do? What does Kodi do? They file everything by fucking first name. And this grinds my gears. Because if you do
the best way to sort things by last name is to have a separate field for last name.
Well,
so there's a field for first name. You may even have a field for middle name, and then last name. Of course, if you're with a guy that has more than one,
there's no standard for that, though. Here's the thing. They fixed it with different things that are not standards, but options. First, to start with, every file has 2 standardized artist tags, the artist and the album artist, because that way if you have a various artist collection, the album artist could be a consistent stable thing across the whole album, and then every song can get a different artist tag. Because if you just give every song a different artist tag and you don't have something to hold all together, they'll get all filed under different artist sections when you're looking at it. So that's a fucking mess. But you got the album artist tag. Some apps don't even acknowledge the album artist tag. They just acknowledge the artist tag, and then everything's spread around, and there goes my KTEL collection.
That's right. You have to go down to THE to get the Beatles, the Who.
Well, that's even easy. Apps,
yeah, a lot of them will say, "Oh, yeah, that's right." The word "the."
A lot of
skip those letters.
A lot of apps automatically ignore the and do it that way. Now, here's the problem. The problem is that sometimes you get the first last, sometimes you get last comma first, and then you'd have the same artist set up multiple times. So you got like half your Frank Zappa collection under Frank Zappa, half your Frank Zappa collection under Zappa, comma Frank, half your Frank Zappa collection under Frank Zappa and the Mothers, half your Frank Zappa collection under Zappa, comma Frank and the Mothers, and then there's the other ones that are just plain the Mothers. And then there's Mothers, comma the, and so every now and then you get and Frank Zappa the Mothers under A. Who knows fucking why?
Yeah,
and that adds up to more than one. That's way too many halves to have in a whole person's discography. So I have spent lots and lots of effort ensuring all my Frank Zappa albums are tagged Zappa, comma Frank.
This is why you don't sleep at night.
And this is why it really pisses me off when I've gone to so much trouble to tag everything Zappa, comma Frank, and Plex decides, let's throw it up as Frank Zappa, but it's okay. We picked a picture that we like of him. But Plex does have an option to prefer your metadata rather than, because Plex will take it upon itself if it sees something last, comma first, to match it up to what exists.
I think we're spawning anger because Moki's mad about this as well.
Don't get me started about an album that has 2 records like the White Album or something like anthologies.
Can we go back to He's Dead, yeah. Jim?
He's dead. Well, here's what I do with the double albums. With the double albums, sometimes they rip with disc 1, disc 2, and you could just leave them out as disc 1, disc 2. Sometimes they rip with disc tags and track tags, and then sometimes your player will ignore the disc tag and just put 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. What I do is I've found that MP3 tag makes it easy to add a certain number to every track. So basically, when I've ripped a bunch of stuff, I throw the whole folder at MP3 tag, and I spend like an hour going through all of them and fine-tuning it and getting it just where I like it. And it's a pain in the ass, but it's got to be done. And so what I'll do is I'll take like highlight the second disc part, and I'll use the option to increase each track number by 10 or 11 or 12 or however many is on the first disc. And then I highlight the whole thing, give it all the same album name. And so now it's one folder. There's no need for us to remember that it was ever a 2 CD set. Now, Warhawk rating it, I have or had Frampton Comes Alive, which was 2 CDs. Yeah, or 2 SACDs, or 2 DVD audios, or 2 LPs. I think they got it all on one 8-track, though. Pretty sure Frampton Comes Alive was a single 8-track.
Cool.
We have lost Brian's interest in this completely. Not a Peter Frampton fan, I take it.
No. That's
cool. You don't feel like we do?
No. No, I'm okay with Peter Frampton.
You're okay with
It was
Peter
actually
Frampton.
funny that he was
ringing endorsement here from Brian. I am okay.
No. He's cool. He's cool. I'm amused that he was taken as, a Bobby Sherman type.
Really?
And he wasn't. At first. Because the big hair and the look and stuff. You're just, one of these toy boy musicians. But no, he was a serious musician.
He was.
I think he had to lose his hair before
they really took him as that, because he came out of a rock.
There were many.
He was in Humble Pie.
I never did. I never had a problem with him at all. I'm even okay with his little voice box thing, which is kind of strange.
Oh yeah.
But we like weird instruments, right?
Well, I mean, it's just a
theremin, right?
It's just a speaker piping his guitar into a tube that he puts in his mouth, so he can.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. We don't have to explain what it is. People know what that is. It was cool. It was different. It was unique. Does anybody else use that thing?
Jeff Beck's used it.
Oh, did he?
Oh yeah, I use it with let's see. I'm pretty sure I used that some on the Beck Boger to Peace live album, if I am recalling my Jeff Beck history correctly, on the live version of Black Cat Moan. So let me take a look. I've got here we go, live in Japan, Black Cat Moan. There we go. That.
Let's get my shit together.
I can't think of. I don't think I can name any other Jeff Beck songs that Jeff Beck actually takes the vocals on, but this is the only one that could come to mind. But
Weezer did use the talk box as well.
Oh yeah, I'm sure lots have. It's a fun little toy for a live concert setting.
Bruno Mars did it. Guns N' Roses did it. Todd Rundgren. Bon Jovi. Yeah, I can only think of Frampton that did it, but
yeah, well, he was famous for it.
Exactly.
I mean,
even a Steely Dan song, East St. Louis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that of course that uses it. That
Chili Peppers. They did a couple of tunes with it. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Haitian Divorce by Steely Dan again.
Yeah. That uses it some.
Even
too.
Steppenwolf did. I'll be damned. I think everybody used it. See, I have to take all that back.
There it is.
Who did I just see that I thought was funny? Kanye West, of course. Pink Floyd.
Yeah. Now, Mookie writing in, worse for me was when I had a system and then an unusual different album had to have some sort of adjustment. Then I had to go back and adjust everything. See, that's why I have and that's the problem is that I have a system and I make everything meet the system and I've automated as much of it as I can, but I've fallen so far behind on what I'm ripping. And now that I built this SACD ripping app, I'm fast and furiously working my way through the SACD collection finally.
Right.
But I got tons of Blu-rays that are piled up, not to mention Atmos has to be ripped completely differently. And that only plays very specific ways. But I still want to rip all the Atmos to have a library of Atmos for when I'm sitting in my living room. But the point is that I'm finally gathering my library of my 5.1 music and my quad music and compartmentalizing them to make them easy to make separate libraries that reside outside of the stereo library. Because the stereo library, I got covered with the Plex. Now then, Plex has an app that you can run on a Pi that can stream your stuff. I don't know that it'll support actually passing the audio through the HDMI properly. I've been asking AI if they think they can do it, and they said, oh, yes, we think we could do it. And then it spent like 2 hours walking me through the wrong ways to enable Wi-Fi on a Pi. So I can It's like, really? I'm putting my faith in you, and you can't figure out how to fucking... Here's the thing that gets me. They give me the option of 2 apps to use to image my micro SD card with the Light OS to make a headless type of install a headless app on the Pi, and so they basically like image the SD card, add a file in there that says SSH that will enable SSH. Add a file that's like blah blah.conf and put your SSID information in there, and then when it boots up, it'll pull in your Wi-Fi's SSID information and the password, and it will enable SSH, and you'll be able to just SSH into it, and no mouse, no keyboard, no monitor needed, except for the mouse, keyboard, and monitor on your computer that you're SSHing from. And I do that, and it doesn't work. And I ask it, and it says to double check everything it told me, and I said I did, and it still doesn't work. And so I get to the point where I have to fucking connect the damn Pi to a monitor and a mouse and a keyboard. And what do I have for a spare mouse and keyboard for my Pi? I got this little thing. So when the AI starts walking me through typing in multiple lines of long, lengthy Linux commands with lots of options, and I'm thumbing it on this stupid little thing, I'm just like, what the... 2 fucking hours going around in circles trying to enable the fucking Wi-Fi. Eventually, I found out that if I used the second option to flash the micro SD card, that has GUI options to add your Wi-Fi information automatically, and it automatically formats it with everything you need. And it's like, damn it, AI, there was a much easier way. Why did you spend 2 hours trying to walk me through manually setting up the Wi-Fi incorrectly when you could have just told me if you use the official Raspberry Pi imaging software, the options are built in? Oh, God, So, yeah, on the one hand, AI totally wrote me Python code to rip an SACD to FLAC perfectly. On the other hand, it can't tell the time properly.
It must be the drummer. It's the drummer's fault. So I was watching this short program on PBS that was talking about photography, photographers, and musicians. And they went through a number of musicians. Bruce Springsteen hired this one guy because he was a guy from New Jersey. He's just a regular kind of guy like he wants to be, and he knows what kind of photographs, that Bruce Springsteen would want. It was interesting. But one of the most interesting thing is the guy that took the shot for the Abbey Road album.
Okay.
He did it exactly the way they wanted with the legs are in a V formation. That's part of what they wanted. Right. And a number of other items. When it was submitted, he got a scathing remark from a producer that said, "You just ruined the Beatles because the name The Beatles is not on it." He thought he was going to get fired.
Oh, well, that is that was.
Are you shitting me?
That was a pretty standard rule of thumb that you would, if you want to sell more copies of your album, you put the band name nice and easy to read across the top of the cover somewhere, so when people are flipping through, they could easily see it. And in fact, I think another notable example of someone that broke that rule would have been Sparks with the cover of Kimono My House, just having the two geishas on the cover and no band name anywhere. But
that's hilarious. I mean,
yeah.
There was an episode of Midsummer murder, and the background theme was art. And there were some forgeries that were out there. And there was one piece of art that was discovered. Wow, this is fantastic. It's wonderful. This is totally real. Wait a minute. Who are these 4 characters here? Look closely. Oh, it's the Beatles from 100 years before. It's pretty funny.
The world's most famous time travelers.
Exactly. What time machine did they use? The Beatles.
It's an authentic fake.
I do like these creative shorts that PBS will. The show runs for 20 minutes and then they got 10 minutes to do something. What are we gonna do? Oh, let's show some short videos. And there was just one. It was just. I mean, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
He's of course it's but it's a good a good
video
has
with
a good
the egg
story.
yolk.
Oh no. This one, there's a chef that brings this meal to his customer.
Okay.
This is a private chef, and he says, "Oh, this is fantastic," and the guy's just staring at it. So the guy takes a piece, and he goes nuts. Wow, that is fantastic! You got to try this. And then the other guy takes another piece. At first, he's acting like he's gagging, and then he's going, "Wow, this is fantastic! Holy mackerel, I've never had anything like it. What is it?" "Oh, it's unicorn." "Oh, I know just the person that we can get a unicorn," right? So these 2 guys go out into the woods and they meet this woman. Oh, by the way, if you're going to catch a unicorn, this woman can catch him, must be a virgin.
Okay. Yeah.
You're going in with this mythology. And so then they're going to hunt for unicorns. And if the female unicorn has babies, they're very, very dangerous. So you have to be very, very careful. Anyway, they're kind of farting around and whatever. And one guy discovers, whoa, there's these hoof prints here. That must be a unicorn. So he's, kind of chasing it down and whatever. And then the unicorn gets him in the back and sticks the horn right through from his back, sticking out of his chest. And he's just lying there. The horn from the unicorn falls off and the critter is gone. And the other guy comes up and says, oh, gee, that's terrible. And he's not dead. He's managed to survive it. Missed the heart, apparently. So then he takes out the unicorn horn and tastes it. This is like, oh, this is like concentrated unicorn meat. Here, try this. And then the guy tries this. Oh, yes. That's fantastic. I can die now.
Okay.
Bizarre.
Yeah. That.
Oh, good. Ukulele kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, because it's pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows.
And there's no video that comes with this?
No, just a song. There might be a video. I don't have it.
Hey, we got to do something St. Patrick-like, right?
Yes.
Since we're all Irish, at least for today.
Well, it kind of reminds me, speaking of weird shorts, there's this weird short that is of a guy sitting at a breakfast table with a, soft-boiled egg on its, kind of perch, or it's what do you call that dish that you balance a soft-boiled egg on and tap?
It's an egg holder. I don't know.
An egg holder.
I don't have one.
Yeah. So he's like, saying a little grace before his breakfast, and then he starts tapping on the egg with the spoon, and someone's like, "Who is it?" And eventually this escalates, "Hey, knock it off." He basically kills the egg. And then after he's finished doing that, he hears a knock on the door. Dude gets up. Dude's a big fat yellow thing. So and it just repeats the same audio from before, except now you're seeing it from the inside of the egg. So it's one of those, mind bender things. Yeah, and I'm not gonna describe it more detail, but you can find it on YouTube if you search for it. I forget what it's actually called, but it's not hard to find from that. Actually, I could probably do a little search. Let's see, egg yolk short. Yeah, let's see. Cartoon. Guy kills egg, then he is a yolk and dies. Egg yolk cartoon death. Oh, the killing of an egg is actually the name of the short. So if you search YouTube for the killing of an egg, which is from 1977, actually. It's about 3 minutes long. It originates from the Netherlands. But I brought that up to bring up something completely different and unrelated. Because, of course, I did.
Oh, by the way, that thing that holds the egg upright is called an egg cup.
Oh, okay.
I tried stand and this and that and the other thing, and cup showed up. Like, oh, okay, that's what they are.
So I have a memory of a cartoon short that I saw that's very notable, and I have never found it again. And I wonder if it might be lost media. And one of these days I need to post on Reddit over in the lost media area. I need to do another search to make sure it's really lost or not something that's common and known about. But I'm thinking I might make a lost media post about this, because I think I might have seen it around the same time as I saw the killing of an egg one. Like, I remember we were at the house at Heart Lake, and the TV was on some channel showing kids programming cartoons. Might have been USA Network, might have been Nickelodeon. Point is that we always had that, TV on some cable channel because we didn't have cable at home. And that thing showed at one point in time, which is pretty weird, and I remembered. But then there was another short about these kids kind of sliding down a snow hill on their sleds or their toboggans or whatever, and of course the hill lands at the bottom where there's a road, and there's a narrator that's narrating this while you're watching this happening. It's something like, the kids are sliding down the snow. Billy watches to make sure there's no traffic, so it's safe to go. And so Billy's down there and he's waving the kids to come, and then stopping them if cars come or whatever. And then at some point Billy is distracted by a attractive member of the female sex. And I think the narrator goes, "Uh-oh, Billy's not paying attention." And of course this truck comes running down, and this kid's getting ready to go. He thinks it's safe because Billy's not telling him to stop. I remember, because it was, to me, surprising how graphic it was. Like, the kid got splat by a truck. I'm not saying it was lifelike, but it was also not exactly the most kid-friendly cartoon short I ever saw. But I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
You mean it was kid-unfriendly, like every episode of the Roadrunner versus the Coyote?
Well, you never actually see the coyote hit the bottom of the cliff, and then when he gets up, he's fine.
You do. He makes a big hole.
You see the little,
so you don't see the guts.
You never saw any blood or guts, and then the coyote was perfectly fine in the next scene.
Like every episode of the A-Team, all these people are flying all over the place. There's never any blood. And nobody dies.
I was fine with this truck impaction cartoon. I thought it was hilarious. I remember my dad commenting, "That's awful."
It is what it is, right?
Yeah. He was not impressed. But and thinking back, I'm surprised that made it to the. I mean, because it wasn't. I remember. I think it kind of ended abruptly after that. I think it was just kind of like the end. Like, uh-oh, Billy's not paying attention. Quick, Billy, pay attention. Oh no, the truck's coming. Splat. The end. that's kind of how I remember in my head. I don't have all the details. I know it was a cartoon. I know a kid was watching for traffic, got distracted, and I know there was like blood involved in the truck accident, and at the ending, that was pretty much, there was no resolution. There was, this is what, well, that was the resolution. The truck hit the kid, and the end. Yeah, so I need to do another search for that to make sure it's really lost media, and then see if I can get the word out to Reddit to start looking for that, because that's the type of thing I could see maybe going a little viral with the search. Anyways, back to my Pi. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my surround music collection and my Pi and getting it to my car. So first problem is I don't think Plex is going to stream the surround content without fucking it up and down mixing it. So then the thought occurs to me, well, I could put Kodi on the Pi. I know Kodi would stream surround, would play surround no problem. Kodi doesn't do cloud-based streaming. So then I got easily around, once I rip everything, I'm going to probably have somewhere around 2 to 3 terabytes worth of surround content in FLAC files. So getting my whole library on a Pi, not easy. But I could get like a 2 terabyte external USB drive. I could stash the Pi someplace and mount a USB port somewhere and basically just have my library on a hard drive that I plug into the thing. And I've been looking into, you can make Kodi run headless on a Pi and connect to it with an app from the phone. So that way I could basically have my car library. Oh, I forgot one of the other defining moments that made me decide maybe I need to kick the binder of discs out of the car. Because when we went to Cape May, when I went, me and my brother, sisters, and went on a little Cape May trip, I pull out a disc from the binder, and my sisters are like, wow, I can't remember the last time I ever saw someone use a car CD player. So now I'm like, the old guy that refuses to give up the 8 tracks in their car.
Well, that's what I was just going to say is, yeah, get out your 8-track player.
Which I would love to have an 8-track player in my car, but anyways, so now the problem is, even if I can get Kodi to play,
that's why Radio Shack needs to exist still, so that you could get an 8-track player for your car.
No, but they'll sell me a phone, if any of them are still around.
Oh man,
they got one over in the shopping center with the
probably
Sears.
Some around 80 Radio Shack franchise locations still.
Cool.
Scattered all over the place.
But
8-track player for car.
So the problem is that even if I get, Kodi and a hard drive with a library and get it set up headless and get a phone app set up into this, I have to deal with the fact that car amps generally don't have HDMI inputs. So then I got to deal with the whole HDMI thing. So that's a problem. How do I get from HDMI to a car amp? Which means that I got to buy some kind of a device that's going to take my HDMI signal and split it out into analog multi-channel. And then here's the other problem. Car speakers are 4.0. My car head unit that is a 5.1 unit allows you to enable and disable speakers. So I could tell it, play my 5.1 out on 4.0 speakers, and it down mixes the center speaker to the front left to front right. I can't find a device that will do that. I can't find a car amp to. So that's the other problem I have to deal with. I have to deal with. So I'd probably have to, and that's where AI is like, oh, we can build a little app into the. And I'm like, yeah, you can't tell the time. Fuck you. So those are my obstacles I'm up against. I'm still beating my head against that wall, and Sparky Toaster is in the house.
Hello, yay, Sparky.
And Mookie pointing out that no one died on the $6 million man as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, but that kid that took his sled, the animated kid that took his sled down the hill, he got killed by a truck.
He got splatted.
You know what? I'm going to do, maybe I just haven't searched hard enough. It's got to exist somewhere. All right. Cartoon, snow, hill, road, truck, distracted kid watching for traffic.
Probably too many words, but yeah.
Truck hits kid. That gives it lots of keywords. Let's see. Truck driver distracted by TikTok in Arizona. Crash that killed 5 is sentenced. No.
And that's not a cartoon.
No. Right. King of the Hill. No, that's not it. Let's see. Tip of my tongue on Reddit. A hand-drawn animation of 2 guys in a car as they get pulled over. No, that's not right either. Let's see. Live action series of children's education videos. No, this wasn't live action. 20 trips for driving in snow. Kid distracted by making a social media video finds something. That's not our thing. So yeah.
Did you use the first word as cartoon?
Yes. Cartoon snow. Hill road truck distracted kid.
Yeah.
Watching for traffic. All right. Cartoon about kids sledding. Let's see. Yeah. Sledding in snow. Truck hits kid. That's how I got on the FBI watch list.
Oh, that's okay. He just got fired.
Oh, they hired someone, right?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
That whole department.
Had to hire him to fire him.
That whole department's being undermined, anyways. I got nothing to worry about.
Right.
Just the inevitable death and destruction. Well, you know. Anyways, where was I? Well, Sparky laughing, probably not the most recent comments. And now Sparky wants to know if Dune made an appearance today. He did not make an appearance today.
Not
Yesterday,
yet. We're holding out for.
Well, I do know he is on a work traveling trip, so I don't know when he comes home. But yesterday, before we would have done our show, he said, "I am out of town still," which I was expecting. I knew he was going to be out of town this past weekend, and feeling like crap. I have to be at work at 4 a.m. tomorrow. So he had that'd be today. Today he started work at 4 a.m. and I don't even know what time zone that was in. Oh wait, I think he was going to Ohio, so I guess Eastern. Which means it felt like 3 a.m. for him. So yeah, he really
didn't even go to bed. he dreamed.
Maybe I was embracing Dune's dream when I had a dream about being up all night, not getting any sleep.
That's right. You were channeling Dune's situation.
There we go. That's the thing. So my guess would be is Dune's either traveling home and then is going to collapse when he gets home, or has collapsed when he got home, or Dune has collapsed back at a hotel room. Those are my guesses. So yeah, no, I cannot find this cartoon. I think I have a memory of lost media, although I'll probably have to convince people that
maybe you have to start with lost media,
right?
Cartoon, children sledding, hit by truck.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell the whole story. About
when you find it.
Remembering watching it. Well, no, I'm gonna tell the story of my memory on Reddit. The way these things work is you post it to the Lost Media group on Reddit, and if other people remember seeing the same thing, they'll chime in, yeah, I remember seeing that too. And then if you get enough of those, that convinces people, oh my God, this cartoon about a kid getting run over by a truck really exists. I want to see that. And then the search begins. And then and then people make YouTube videos about it. And then when it's found, people make YouTube videos about it being found. And then, yeah, that's how it works. Something like that. Sparky pointing out that Dune could be eating Chinese right now. You know, that could be. Or whatever delivers nearby. Anyways, I don't have much more in the way. This is a slow week. I'm trying to think what, if anything, even exciting happened. I've been focusing all my efforts on more of my, music tagging and ripping. I don't have any really good stories. I mean, it's, I guess I got one funny story. So, I guess I could talk about how the camera doesn't work in the conference room.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, the camera doesn't work in the conference room.
That's still exciting.
The tech's going to come out and look at it next week. This has been the story about the camera that doesn't work in the conference room. I'm sorry. It's the really big conference room, if that helps. Yeah, that one's kind of, I mean, it's getting to the point where it's like, oh, that doesn't work. Yeah, that's to be expected. Okay, we'll call them in. This is becoming routine at this point. Sparky writes in, nice carpet. Average. I don't know. I'm not even picturing it. It's just there. It's a floor. Our office lost our vending machines. Apparently, they weren't getting used enough. And if your vending machines aren't getting used enough, the company that provides them will say, you're not meeting our quota. We're taking them back.
No good.
It's like, yeah, fuck you. Stupid fucking, I actually did try to use the vending machine once. And it has this credit card reader on it, so that way you don't have to go like fishing for change or a crisp dollar bill, and you could just take your card and with the wireless thing, hold it up and it reads it and it tells you your card's been rejected. And you do it again, it tells you your card's been rejected. You try a different card, hold it up, it says card's been rejected. Well, maybe the reason we're not meeting a quota is because your fucking card reader's broken and no one's got any damn change on them anymore.
Have they already removed the cards? The machines?
No, but they're empty. They sent out a memo today saying many of you may have noticed the vending machines.
Why don't you sneak a sign on the vending machines? Fucking card reader doesn't work. That's why we ain't buying shit.
The problem is that other people would see that and would not like that message being sent, and then I have to deal with.
Or you take the piece of paper and you jam it into the machine so people can't read it. So when they're taking the thing apart to service it, they see that sign and they go, "Oh, okay, I got the message."
I guess I could do that.
And how many machines are there? Are multiple machines?
Well, there was a soda machine and a snack machine.
Right,
so
right.
But they said they're going to buy they're going to look into other options, and for now they're going to actually buy a few complimentary snack options to leave in the kitchen to hold us over while they try to come up with some other vending snack options. But they said apparently this is a growing trend that as more people are going remote, vending machines are finding they're not meeting the quotas in the offices and they're removing them. And I'm like, well, if you're removing them from multiple offices, where are the high traffic areas you're moving them to? Because it's, you got to put them somewhere. And I mean, they're going to build up. I don't know. Anyways,
dude, you're going out of business.
So currently,
you go to the pickers to sell them a vintage vending machine.
Well, it'd be nice. The vintage ones are nice because you can easily rob them.
Right.
As our good friend Gothard once told. he was working at a kind of a community radio station, and there was one of these vending machines. It was the type of thing that was like you put the coin in, hand crank, kind of a tabletop type of thing, not bolted to the floor, easy to turn upside down. And so I guess someone that he was hanging out with at the community radio station after his show, they decided to partake in some recreational substances, and which resulted in them having the munchies without being prepared for the munchies, and so they they raided the snack machine and turned it upside down and got all the tasty snacks out of it and had themselves a munchie fest. Sparky Redigan, yes, the older ones were easy to beat. He may or may not have done that. But that's a funny little story from our friend Gothard. But
what is a can of Coke cost nowadays in a vending machine?
I don't even know.
$1?
Oh, at least more than.
Probably when it's 25 cents, people said, "Well, it's not worth damaging the equipment."
I know it's more than. I think it's like $2 for a bottle. I'm trying to think the last time I saw a can vending machine. Most of them have gone bottle.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Some are canned, some are bottle. Well, I back in the 70s, I did work as a security guard, and I went to this one place, and they had a large cafeteria, and on the end was all these vending machines, and they were really beat up. I don't know what people were hitting it with, sledgehammers, drive the forklift into it. I mean, they were really hugely damaged. It was bizarre.
There was this weird vending machine that showed up in, what was it, Portland, I think it was, Portland, Oregon, that just had mystery written on all the buttons. And then when people would go and buy a soda from it, there'd be like weird sodas that weren't normally available. And no one could figure out where the soda machine came from or who was refilling it.
Wow.
To the point that people started spying on the machine at night, going on stakeouts, trying to see who. Like they asked the owner of the store that it was out in front of, and he's like, I don't know, it just showed up there one day, and
I assume it was plugged in.
Yeah.
We don't mind that you plug in your machine and then we don't know who you are and we don't care.
Some people suspect that the store owner was the one who set it up, but they were adding to the mystique of it because it kind of went a little viral, which kind of drew more traffic to their area, you know?
Sure. No, that makes some sense, actually.
Yeah. So, no, but anyways.
Let's start a mystery. One of those mystery monoliths that show up everywhere.
Yeah. But anyways, back to my funny little work story. So, little background. We're in the middle of two major projects right now, and I would have rather have done them one by one. Because, of course, October is coming, and in October, support will officially end for Windows 10. Which means that we need to be completely off of Windows 10 by October. So, of course, time is just flying by. So we're, working. So we started having some months ago these Windows 10 meetings. And the head of the sysadmin team says, well, we need to migrate everyone off of their shared drives onto Microsoft OneDrive because we're going to use Microsoft OneDrive. Now, mind you, they've been talking about going to Microsoft OneDrive for over 5 years now.
Sure.
Yeah. But they're concerned about having a cloud-based environment opened up in our environment because there is certain portions of our data that we definitely don't want put in the cloud. So if you so we have like strict rules that block cloud-based services and sites. So opening one up means that we have to have rules and regular, basically we have to, our people have to follow protocol and procedures to be careful. This is okay to put in your OneDrive. This isn't okay to put in your OneDrive. And, that opens that door of that possibility. But, as time goes on, it gets more and more necessary to have some cloud options in our environment. So it's kind of inevitable. Plus, the certain storage that we're using right now is jacking up their price, whereas the OneDrive service that we have is part of what we're paying Microsoft for already. So switching everyone to OneDrive will save us a lot of money. So, 5 years of talking about doing it and not doing it kind of becomes let's do it once it's like, oh, but we could save a lot of money, because that's how business works.
Right.
So, to me, it was kind of annoying that we're having this meeting about our Windows 10 to 11 migration and the work that we got to do and the options and the testing we got to do. And the head of the sysadmins is like, well, we got to convert our OneDrive over. And it's like, that's not what this meeting is. That's not this project. That's not this meeting. Could you take your little thing over here and fuck off with that? We have enough to deal with without you bringing that bullshit into here. And but and I'm exaggerating. I wasn't really that pissed yet. Yeah, it was just kind of like could we not do this at the same time? And so at first he's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But then a few weeks later, he's talking about it again. And it's like, what the fuck? What the fucking deal
are we
is with
doing
this?
OneDrive or are we getting off of Windows 10? Take your pick.
Well, it turns out that I guess the service that we're using that he wants to replace with OneDrive, the contract is coming up due, and he doesn't want to renew the contract. So now he's got his deadline for OneDrive, and we got our deadline for Windows 10 to 11. It's like You've had 5 fucking years to do this, and now we're dealing with two things at once. Now, mind you, in reality, his team's dealing with the bulk of the OneDrive stuff. My team's dealing with the bulk of the Windows 11 stuff. But the point is now this is 2 transitions putting 3 people through. These are 2 things that could go wrong, or 2 things that could cause changes that cause questions.
What the OneDrive deadline is?
I don't, but it's I think it's before the Windows 11 one, actually, which is...
So what you could do is say, God invented time so everything doesn't happen at once.
But both of those deadlines are fast approaching. We need to be warp speed on both of those. But so it is what it is. So, but that's fine. The point of this isn't, oh my God, we're way overloaded. The point of this is we're pretty busy now because these 2 things are happening at once, and we're doing fine with that. And then
now, are you upgrading machines to Windows 11 or just replacing machines?
Yes.
Good answer.
Depends on the machine. If the machine's relatively new, we throw the in-place upgrade. If you got an old machine, we're going to swap it out.
Right.
Case by case. Personally, I'm against in-place upgrades. They usually don't work out all that well, but I'm not the only person driving this, so basically I'm just cleaning up the mess that it makes. But by replacing the ones that go wrong or manually fixing the ones that don't.
How many computers in your facility?
Approximately 200-ish.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. We'll get through it. We've done it before. So anyways, the point is we got that going. These 2 things going on, so we've got enough work. And then last week, someone starts asking questions about our phones. And we do have company phones. We have company iPhones. But not everyone has a company iPhone. And some people don't need company phones. Some people do need company phones. And some people do company work on their personal phones and expense for reimbursement. So that's kind of the situation. But when someone gets a company phone, it's an iPhone. And when you set up an iPhone, it wants you to set up a iCloud account to sign into the phone with. And since this is a company phone for company purposes, we set up the person's company email address to have an iCloud account to sign into the phone with. So now we got, several corporate email addresses registered with iCloud accounts. And so at some point, the head of the sysadmin team tries to do something to start setting up like a corporate controlled domain for our. You could basically set your domain up with Apple to control the corporate iCloud accounts and manage them. And so when he went to do that, he found that he couldn't set me up to test out an account for me, and because I already have one. And he sends me like a little screenshot of this, and I'm like, yeah, that's right. I had that set up. Several people do have it set up that way. And he's like, well, we're going to have to fix that. We're going to have to migrate everyone over. And I'm like, why are you doing this now? I don't say that because at first I'm like, well, you.
Good luck with that, right?
I'm like, and here's the thing. I know it's a mess. And the reason I know it's a mess is because last week a dude got a new company phone. And when I'm helping him set up his company phone, his daughter starts getting the multi-factor verification messages on her phone. And so he had to play a phone tag with his wife to get in touch with his daughter to get the multi-factor code back so that we can finish activating the damn phone. And it's like, why is your daughter? He's like, oh, I don't know. This happened last time too. And I'm guessing that he handed his old phone down to his daughter, but not everything got signed out of it. And so now Apple thinks that it's a secondary device that it can send multi-factor verifications to, and his iCloud account isn't set up as an account that's tied to the phone, so it won't let us verify with that. And so I'm like, dude, you're gonna have a hard time untangling this mess, because he had two iCloud accounts, because there used to be two different forms that you could use for the email address, and some people set up their iCloud accounts on the old form, and in this case this guy had it set up on both versions. And it's like, what a fucking mess this is. But it's good that he wants to turn this into a corporate controlled environment and migrate everything over. But why is he doing this now?
So which do you think is better, iCloud or OneDrive?
Yes.
Well, they're both shit.
Exactly. Yeah, they're. So at some point through the emails from this, he starts asking for feedback from us, and I'm like, why the hell are you asking us for feedback? Why? Like, we already have enough going on, and you're trying to do this. What the hell? And at some point he refers to it as, well, if we want to do the thing that Jonathan asked for. And I'm like, why the hell would Jonathan Smith over in the safety department be asking for phone related stuff? Because clearly that must be who he's talking about, because I didn't ask for any of this. So I'm like, there must be some kind of a safety related app that requires a corporate environment set up on our phone systems that he wants to use with his team. Something stupid like that. I don't know. I'm like, what the fuck does he mean Jonathan asked for this? So today at our little meeting, we're asking him, what are you looking for from us on this? And he kind of talked about, well, if we're going to do this, we need to do this. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, you're going to need to do that, that, and that. What are you looking for from us in any of that? Basically, you hit a button, people get an email letting them know they have to switch it over, and we need to let people know that that's a legitimate email and not a phish test that would require them to take training if they click on the link. Pretty easy peasy. We just need to communicate things and also deal with all the unexpected stuff. But the point is, and once again, he goes, well, we're doing this because it's the thing that Jonathan asked for. And I said, I'm sorry, are you using my name there? When did I ask for this?
Right.
Because I kind of wanted to ask, why are we doing this while we're in the middle of doing Windows 11 and OneDrive migrations? And he's like, you asked for this a long time ago. I'm like, when? What was the context? He's like, I received an automated email that you had requested something through like the app. So apparently I tried to sign into something in the iCloud environment. I clicked on something requesting something. which sent some email somewhere. I'm like, I don't remember asking for that. So it's like, oh, that's why you're shoveling this. You think you're doing me a favor. You think you're doing something nice for me. I get it now. You think I asked for this. I actually said at the meeting at one point, oh, I see. You think I asked for this. I get it now. I'm like, okay, is this critical? And they're like, oh, it's not critical, but it's coming. We got legal people talking about things with our phones. So
of course.
we're going to want to do this. People are starting to ask questions. We don't have good answers for them. We need to sort this stuff out. So, yeah, that's that. Not a very good story, actually. But
refer to the lawyer. Maybe there's a corporate lawyer that's name is Jonathan.
No, there is not. But no, God, the one of the guys in the legal department, I remember he was very glad about the naming scheme of our email addresses, because some companies, with the way it would use initials and names, it would make his email address spell out the name of a certain nut-based spread, and that would, he just thought was like, no, I can't start getting into people's names. So it was just a funny little tidbit.
Just sound like Nutella, right?
Something to that effect.
Right.
But no, anyways, what was I going to say? The whole thing with the phones and the daughter and the multi-factor kind of reminded me of another story. Remember, there was a guy that was a manager over in the production area. Dave Irwin, I think was his name.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he got a new phone one day. And then the next day, his email all disappeared.
Oh, shit.
It was gone. And when someone says, my email has completely disappeared, my first thought is, oh, yeah, right. You just don't know how to use your computer. I'll come over there.
Right. You got lucky.
You put some kind of a filter on, or you accidentally deleted everything and it's in the trash bin, or you accidentally deleted everything and emptied the trash bin and it's in the recovered items area. Whatever. We'll get your emails back. Well, I go over there. His emails are gone. They're fucking gone. They're not a trace. They're gone. Empty mailbox, nothing to recover. Gone. And it's like, what the fuck did you do? And then he starts, kind of going, well, I think it may have something to do with my daughter and her boyfriend. And I'm like, oh, this has got to be a good story.
I take it this was a laptop that he would take home.
No, he got a new phone, so
the phone. Yeah.
Without wiping anything or doing anything, he handed the old phone to his daughter, said, "Here, you could use this. Just delete my stuff. I don't need any of it. I'm all set. I got the new phone."
Gotcha.
And of course, her and her boyfriend's helping her clear this out. And part of it was, all your dad's work email is still on this phone. Oh, he said we can delete everything. Oh, okay. So instead of uninstalling the app or removing the account, they went through and deleted all the emails.
Or restore from restore to factory.
Or factory reset. That was another. They just went through and deleted all the emails from the inbox. Empty inbox. Now this is like my new empty inbox to start getting my emails, because that's how it works, right? No, that's not how it works.
So then she starts getting company emails like, who is this?
Well, I don't even think she was looking there. It's just like, what is the mind? On the one hand, I understand the concept of delete whatever you want. Delete. I don't need it anymore. And you see all these emails and you delete them. But the other thing is that if
we should put a tag on phones before you give this to your child or daughter or whatever.
Factory reset.
Give it to us, so we can factory reset it.
Yeah.
That way you don't have company information that's out there.
So we had to, well, first of all, he had to tell his daughter to stop doing whatever you're doing with the phone.
Hit the factory reset. Yeah.
And then I think we had to go back to the backup tapes and recover his mailbox from the previous night's backup.
Right, right.
That was back when he was. We had gotten in, I think, 2 Windows phones, because I got one and he got one.
Right.
And I loved it. I loved my Windows phone. It was a good phone.
You were the only person that did.
Other people have said they liked it. The real problem.
Then there's 2. Okay.
The problem wasn't Microsoft. The problem was Android and Apple somehow formed a monopoly that no one developed.
Or duopoly.
Yeah. Duopoly. Because no one would develop apps for the Windows phone. They'd only develop, they'd had the app for Apple, Android. There was no such thing as a Microsoft or Windows app for the, there was barely.
And how did Blueberries suddenly disappear?
So I think
there's
some
a
shady
Blueberry
shit
facility near us, but they don't do phones anymore.
I think some shady shit was going down with Android and Apple to shut everyone else out of the apps.
Well, we're talking about Google and Microsoft, 2 of the largest company back at that time.
Google and Apple, you mean?
Yes. I blew the whole story by saying Microsoft instead.
Yeah. It was still using the slogan, "Don't be evil," which...
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's like Walmart said, "Oh, we always have American-made products."
Yes, Walmart used to promote how they buy American and they sell American.
Right.
That was a big part of their promotion.
I think the only thing
disappeared.
I think the only thing you can find in a Walmart that's American-made are American flags.
And even that, I'm not sure on.
No, I've looked at them once in a while. I look at them once in a while. Yep, still American flags. Unbelievable. I thought this was interesting.
What about the American cheese single slices? Are those made in America?
That's not even cheese.
But it's American.
Yes, right.
The topic isn't what is really cheese.
American cheese.
What's that?
What I find interesting is that in Canada, they says, well, we're not going to be buying American alcoholic products, but you can buy Canadian bourbon. No, you can't. You can't use that name. Even Jack Daniels can't call their product bourbon.
No, well, Canadian whiskey,
Yeah, but I know. Call it Canadian whiskey. It's not bourbon. Anyway.
Well,
apparently no one has gone after them yet.
Well, we're finding out that a lot of these things that are supposedly rules and could be enforced just aren't enforced, and we are now entering the age of no longer doing things out of nicety or precedence. It's now I will do what I want, and you will have to physically restrain me and stop me. Go ahead, I dare you.
Right. Sue me.
I mean, at this point, we have a executive branch that is defying our judicial system because fuck them, fuck laws, fuck Congress, fuck whatever the people want. Just I'm going to be a king and do it my way, and go ahead and try and stop me. And unfortunately, we just don't really have anything in place to really handle a situation.
Right.
So we've been relying on integrity and nicety. What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, we were talking about
and now we don't have it.
We were talking about Walmart, and so recently there was a big there was a big boycott of Amazon, right?
Right.
Very quickly, Amazon came out with oh, 60% of the stuff that we sell are from small businesses that are selling their product through Amazon.
Bullshit.
I know it. I know it. I just had to laugh with it. Yes. Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah.
You know what?
People
Yes.
actually give a shit about that.
In theory, Amazon is a platform that one can set up a small business on and be successful at. In theory. In practice, big business is always going to have the leverage, the upper hand. If you're doing something successful, someone's going to see that. They're going to want that piece of the pie. They're going to be able to shut you down easily. And I'm not saying it's all doom and gloom and that there's no point in even trying and that's always the way it's going to go. But it's kind of like if someone wants to steal your car bad enough, they can steal your car. You know, if someone wants to put you out of business, they can do it. Like there was a story, and this story had a happy ending, fortunately. But it goes to show you the cutthroat bullshit that happens on Amazon with selling things. Because this guy put together a nice set of grilling tools and utensils.
Sure.
I mean, he did the woodworking, they're handmade and stained, they look nice, you know, quality handmade product. And he's like, wow, I should sell these. And so he set up a little shop on Amazon and started selling them. And he was having a moderate amount of success. He was making some good sales and making a little bit of money on the side. And then one day he notices someone sets up another set of utensils that are a cheap knockoff of his and undercuts him. And not only that, Amazon has their thing set up so that multiple people can sell under the same listing. You know, kind of like if you got a box of Beatles Abbey Road CDs and I have a box of Beatles Abbey Road CDs, there's no reason for us to set up two listings for the Beatles Abbey Road on CD. There's one listing for Beatles Abbey Road and our options and prices show up there, which means that someone can set up inferior grilling utensils and say it's the same as this guy's and list them under there, list it for a lower price, and then people come, they buy the cheaper one, they get the shit product, and then they leave him a bad review that his product is shit, when it's like, no, you didn't even buy my product. You bought the cheap knockoff that's selling it for right under me.
Just as simple as the SanDisk memory cards. You'll get a fake one.
So what can the guy do? The only thing the guy could do was he could lower his price underneath the cheap knockoff. But whenever he do that, the cheap knockoff would lower their price. And it gets to the point that he could only sell it at a loss. And, you know, that's no way to run
That's
a
where you just stop selling it and said, you know, put a review. I'm not selling this anymore.
Right.
This is just a cheap knockoff.
And that's
Screw you guys.
And that's probably
I'm going to set up my own store on Etsy.
And that's probably normally where the story ends, that the guy closes up shop and stops selling on Amazon because it's cutthroat and he was basically run out of there. Even though he had a good product people wanted to buy, some asshole shut it, ruined it. But that's not what he did. Because at this point, it was one person undercutting him that did this. So what he did was he lowered his price as low as he could, maybe even to take a little bit of a loss. And then the other guy lowered his stuff even cheaper. And then he bought the other guy's entire stock.
So he bought up the knock.
He bought out the knock. He got them to lower the price to be like at like cost or at maybe a slight loss just to try to ride this out. And then he bought their entire stock as cheap as he could get it. And then he put his price back up. And he kind of hoped that, you know, maybe that would send a message to them like, I'm not fucking around. And sure enough, it worked. They didn't come back. And he continued selling his grilling utensils without problems from there. So, but I mean, that's a happy story.
Selling a knockoff product.
So now Sparky asking, but did he turn around and sell the cheap stock as his own? No, I don't think he did. I don't think he that was not the point of that, I mean, he was getting bad reviews from that product. If he was smart, he just chucked them in the bin and just took it as a, business expense. You write it off on your taxes or whatever. I don't know. But that's just, that was an option he had. I could throw this money out there to try to make this problem go away. And in his case, it worked. But it just goes to show you that that's the type of shit that goes down on Amazon. And he got lucky that it was just one asshole that was trying to, encroach on his space there and ruin his thing. And he was able to basically smack him and get him to knock it off. But, big businesses will come in and put their shit I mean, that's the thing. Most of the sellers on Amazon, most of what you're buying from some large distribution center or some large corporation.
Right.
It's not a mom and pop operation. There might be some mom and pop operations there, but I highly doubt I'm buying from any of them.
It's hard to tell, what product is some little mom and pop shop or some outfit that's just flooding the market with crap from China.
Well, some years ago, there was a big change that kind of opened up the floodgates on Amazon, because it used to be that you couldn't sell from a foreign country to this country's Amazon. Like you had to have a U.S. presence or a U.S. warehouse. And you got what are those big global retailers like Alibaba or those types they didn't like that. They felt they were being, so at some point Amazon basically opened it up and said, okay, we're not going to require you to be on U.S. soil to sell. And that's when a lot of shady shit kind of really hit the fan.
Right.
And Amazon's been worse for it.
Even still, some of these imported items, so they have a partner in the U.S. that has the warehouse. So there you got American product. You got the American president, I mean.
Well, yeah, I mean, it used to be that you had to do the workarounds, that you had to have a warehouse in the U.S., which meant that you had to put some effort into your knockoff. But by taking that requirement down, that opened up the floodgates to basically make it much easier to pump your shit in and undercut everyone with cheap knockoff shit.
Yeah.
And
what I always wonder when you get this cheap knockoff shit, okay, you're sending that from China and it won't be 3 days, it'll be 3 weeks. And how is that working?
I guess that's the other thing. Amazon does offer the service of using their warehouse, because I don't know how the story didn't really go into that, because you raise a good point. Most of what you buy from Amazon, you see options that are a week out or 5 days out. You're filtering those right out. I'm not saving the buck.
Sometimes we'll order something and it'll act like it's going to get the standard 2 or 3 day shipping.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. Oh, this got delayed. This whatever. And then you just cancel the order. Go fuck off. Well,
that's the other thing. Amazon no longer fixes lost orders. They leave it on you to fix.
Right.
There have been times where something's out for delivery and it doesn't show up, and it just goes into a limbo state. Like, your order may be delayed. Give it a day or two, it might show up. Not dude, do you track this shit? Like, you should know where it is.
This was really funny. So we received something the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it has to do with, it's not using Amazon delivery, it's using the USPS.
Yeah.
Okay. Which the tracking on USPS sucks. Right.
Right.
And we received the item when we looked on Amazon. And basically the word from Amazon was, we have no idea when this is going to show up. Good job, you Amazon.
I mean, well, that's the norm, is that Amazon, if it doesn't show up, they basically say, if it doesn't show up in a day or two, put in a claim for a refund and order it again. It used to be if something got lost in transit, A, they're tracking this stuff so they know where it is or why it is, or B, if they really truly lost it and don't know where it is, they'd send a replacement. But now it's we have no idea, give it a few days, and if you don't get it, you let us know and we'll just refund you, and then you go buy it again. And it's like, why are you making me come to you for a refund and buy it again when I still want the item and you have a warehouse and truck fleet and means of getting it to me?
Exactly.
Sparky writing again, that delay happened to me already. So I canceled the order and turned around and reordered the exact same thing again and got it in 2 days. What the fuck? Well, for me, I remember one time, I forget what it was. I ordered something and it didn't show up and I canceled it and I ordered it again and it still didn't show up.
Right.
And it's like, do you guys have any of this? What's no, I think there was one time I actually ordered. I don't remember the details. I think one time I ordered something and the wrong thing showed up, and I returned it, and I ordered it again, and the wrong thing showed up again.
Yay!
It's like, oh shit! Now I gotta find a different one because I really wanted that one.
Exactly.
I really wanted that, but you won't send. You have it listed. You'll take the money, but you won't send that. How do I get you to send that? Do you have that listed under something else by accident that I could order? But they didn't know. No one could answer my questions or get me that. It's like, well, you could try it a third time. No,
you do that every week, right? You order it again. You get the refund on the prior order. You just go again and again and again and again. Eventually, they'll get the idea. I do like this thing. There are certain things that are listed. It'll say frequently returned item. It's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't order that.
Yeah,
I don't see a problem with this. I've ordered this many times. Some repeat item. Frequently returned? Why would people return that? Do they not know what they're getting? Sometimes it's the customer that's stupid, right?
Oh, you got to read the reviews, figure out which ones are real.
Oh, and then some of the reviews are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, this didn't work at all, but I'm keeping it anyway. What the fuck? Or I returned this because it wasn't exactly what I want, so I'm going to give it a crappy review because there was nothing wrong with it. Like what?
Well, I mean, it depends. It could be useful. I mean, if you find that information relevant to your purposes or what you're looking for, great. If not,
the box was open, so I returned it. What? You didn't even check it out. That's not a review.
No, that is.
Yeah, you have to filter the reviews to kind of go, oh, okay, that one's useful. But then again, because the same listing will be for some slightly different products, sometimes a guy got crap, but you got a good one, right?
Yeah,
that SanDisk memory card that I got was not the knockoff, where the other guy got the knockoff.
Well, today I actually put in an Amazon order. I ordered the new Steven Wilson Blu-ray with Dolby Atmos mix.
Yay! Who's Steven Wilson?
He's a musician, but he also does surround mixes for other. He did the Jethro Tull 5.1 surround mixes. He's been doing the Dolby Atmos remixes, but he also he had a band. I think it was called Porcupine Tree, and now he's doing his own solo albums. So he does really good surround mixing work. So I buy his stuff. I bought a 8-port gigabit switch because the 4 ports on my router just aren't enough. I had to disconnect my network TV tuner to connect the SACD player so I could rip my SACDs from it.
Got an 8-port router or switch?
Switch to expand the ports on my router.
Yeah. Okay.
And I bought a replacement remote control for my Roku stick because at night.
Or did you get the deluxe one that has backlit and all these fancy shit?
No, I just got
there is a deluxe one.
No, I just got the cheapest one I can get because
The standard one, yeah.
The remote control for my Roku stick stopped working to communicate with the Roku stick. The buttons will turn the TV off and on and turn the volume up and down, but the direction buttons to navigate the actual Roku menu stopped working. So I've been using my Roku. Roku has an app you can use as a remote control. So now every night before I go to bed, I have to bring this app up on my phone and use the phone's touch screen to navigate my Roku stick. And it's like, okay, enough of this shit. I'm getting a new remote. So that'll be nice to have a remote.
Hey, and you can get a 2-pack for $10.
Oh, but those only work with the TVs.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
You have to spend $20 for the one that works with both the TV and most Roku devices, because it might not work with some of the older ones. I think I have a second generation Roku box in my basement somewhere. I don't know that it can still do anything.
Yeah, I would. I mean, like I have the whole, what is it, hockey puck? I think we talked about this before.
We talked about this last week. We need to change topics.
I was thinking of taking the thing with a sledgehammer and bust it into little pieces. Oh, we talked about that too.
We talked about that too. Yeah.
Oh, so the Roku Voice Remote Pro, second edition, rechargeable TV remote control with hands-free voice controls, backlit buttons, lost remote finder.
Oh,
replacement compatible with all Roku TV players and audio. $30. Sweet or sweet?
No, I didn't. I just need something that lets me navigate the menu and put something on while I'm falling asleep.
Yeah, they need to have an auto off thing or a sleep button. So after 30 minutes, it just turns everything off, right?
I don't know. I kind of like having things on while I sleep. It makes for fun things to happen in my dreams sometimes.
Oh, there you go.
My favorite was one time I had a dream that I was running from Boba Fett and hiding from him, and I get to a point where I'm in a bedroom with multiple beds in it, and I hide, crouch down alongside the bed. He comes in the doorway. There's no way out. I'm pretty much trapped. I'm going to crouch and hide because, hey.
Did you have your lightsaber with you?
No, I did not. I was just me. I was just normal old me, and Boba Fett was, strong dude. He didn't even pull out a weapon. He just grabbed me with his hand and was holding me by my neck. And it's one of those things where when you try to scream or vocalize in your dream, nothing comes out and you can't talk at all. And so then I woke up and my TV was on commercials, and it came back from the commercial break. And you know how Pawn Stars will, call in an expert so that they basically like the guy. So basically they're going back and forth through different things. So when it comes back from the commercial break, I come back and they have the expert that's in to help the guy price his Star Wars figurines.
Oh, including Boba Fett?
Including Boba Fett. So
sweet.
Obviously listening to these Pawn Stars talk about this guy's Star Wars figures that he brought in, somehow embedded Star Wars figures into my dream. So, weird things like that start happening, when you leave the TV on all night. Now, Sparky writing in, does Johnny know if you point your phone cam at the remote while hitting remote buttons, you can see the infrared signal to see if the issue is the remote or the device? I did not know that, but that makes sense, and I'm probably going to... The thing is, I'm pretty sure it's the remote, because I think the Roku stick takes a different type of or a slightly different signal or a different range of signal than the TV takes, because it's only the. But Sparky raises a good point. It could be that the stick's not receiving the signal, and I could have just wasted money on a remote control that's still not going to work with the stick, and I might need to buy a new stick. And then I'll have a spare. And then I'll have a spare remote control. Well, we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for next week when we find out, did Gators make a smart purchase buying a replacement remote, or a dumb one? And I've made a lot of dumb purchases. I'm surrounded by them. I'm swimming in them.
That's why you need to hit the return button on Amazon. This was there's no explanation for why you're returning it. That is, this was a dumb purchase.
This was
right?
This was well. Let's you know what? Let's go through like some of my recent Amazon purchases, and we'll decide live right here. Good purchase or bad purchase. So let me go. All right. So of course I went through what I bought today, which was the Steven Wilson Blu-ray, which I have so many Blu-rays I haven't listened to yet. This will be another one to add on the pile, but it's a Steven Wilson Blu-ray, and it's a good product. The 8-port gigabit switch, so I can have my network TV tuner that I barely use.
Whose switch did you get?
TP-Link.
Okay, that's not bad. I like their products.
I need TP for my bunghole.
Ooh.
All right.
Angel Soft or Charmin?
Always Charmin.
Right. Ultra Soft or Ultra Strong?
Which one comes with the red logo?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I look at those and I go, which one do I get? I don't know. We go ultra strong.
I'm just not getting the Scott. That stuff is like, one ply tree bark. Who needs? No.
Which brand?
Scott.
Oh, Scott's. Yeah, right,
yeah.
right.
But let's see. What else have I purchased? I pre-ordered for May 2nd the new Pink Floyd at Pompeii Blu-ray that's going to be coming out with new Blu-ray with Atmos remix.
Oh, it's funny? When we're driving down to the beach house, which is about 2 hours, we listen to various XM radio stations, and we don't like something, we just change the channel.
Right.
Anytime Rod Stewart comes on, she changes the channel. Anytime Jimi Hendrix comes on, she changes the channel.
What?
Anytime Pink Floyd comes on, she changes the channel.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
You start slapping that hand away, Brian.
Yeah, well, no, she's driving.
Oh. Let's see. I ordered.
Let's not create an incident.
Two pack of red and black 16 gauge wire, 15 foot each.
That's nice.
Yeah, I need a little wire to rewire my Fisher
stranded,
speakers.
not solid, correct?
Yeah, stranded.
Yeah.
Gorilla all-purpose wood filler 16-ounce tub.
Yeah.
2 5-pound boxes of polyfill. I ended up not needing any of it. That was a bad purchase. Oh, that's right. I'm going to return one of those boxes because it's still sealed. The other one, Kristen's going to use for her projects. All right, there we go. Return. All right, we're going to return. Choose quantity 1. Wow, it's a good thing we did this. Choose.
See that? Look at that. Look at that.
Inaccurate web description. Better price available. Wrong item was sent. Product and shipping box. Well, damn it. Didn't approve. Bought by mistake. There we go. Has the product been removed from its original packaging? I would rather not answer. Not sure. Package has been package not opened. There we go. So we can better understand. Please let us know any additional details about this issue. Still new, unopened, just overbought. Oopsie. All right, there we go.
Good.
So we've already fixed one mistake here live tonight on the.
All right. See, we're accomplishing stuff. Okay, what else? Next item.
Well, wait, I got to tell it to refund my balance, and then I got to tell it if I'm going to, let's see, Amazon drop off, box and label needed. Oh, here we go. UPS store location. No label needed. Confirm. There we go. Easy peasy. I just show them a QR code on my phone and hand it over to them, and that's done. All right, we got to get back.
So they're closing our Kohl's location that's near us. Okay.
Oh.
Now they've already thrown on the sign, we are not taking Amazon returns.
Let's see. I bought a 12-inch vinyl of Gershon Kingsley's version of the song Popcorn. Well, that was a smart purchase.
All right.
I think that one's a win. Solar ultrasonic cat deterrent, outdoor with motion sensor.
What?
That was a dumb purchase.
What is that again?
It is a solar ultrasonic cat deterrent with motion sensor.
Oh, so the motion sensor detects a cat or something, and
then
it puts out an ultrasonic sound to discourage cats from
ultrasonic sound and strobe light. And
so does it not work, or you actually don't have neighborhood cats that come around anyway?
Well, here's what happened. We were getting awoken in the morning by Momo giving some angry yowls at the window because there's this black cat in the neighborhood that was coming up our driveway and taunting our cat at the window, to the point that some clawing was happening because my screen is damaged from cat clawing from the outside. So
the real answer is to bring that cat in the house.
No. The cat wanted to kill my cat. That
is
cat,
this a big black cat or what?
I didn't get a good up and close look at that. I wanted this cat to leave my cat alone because then Momo peed in my backpack.
Well, fuck.
Because she was agitated by this neighborhood cat. And so this was happening 3 or 4 mornings in a row that we were awoken to angry growling at the window because this damn neighborhood cat was coming by and taunting our cat. Now, Sparky Ready Kid, the real answer is to ship that cat to Dune.
Okay, so that thing is called what again? A cat?
Is a solar ultrasonic cat deterrent. So I'm like, so Kristen and I both decided we're going to fix this. So I go to Amazon and I buy a contraption or gizmo to fix it. Kristen takes one of the many cardboard boxes from past Amazon orders that are piled up near the door, rips the lid off of one, and tapes it up to the bottom of the window, blocking sight from the outside through the window. Next morning, no problem from the cat, no yowling or growling, and then my package arrives. And I'm like, okay, all right, your thing worked, but let's try my thing too. And it's plastic. It's got a point at the end so you can stake it into the ground. I walk outside. I carefully walk across the ice covering my driveway. I go out to the snow-covered front yard, and I try to poke the solid frozen ground with the plastic point. And I immediately realized I may have made a big mistake. This ain't going in this ground anytime soon. And, now things are warming up. Ground is thawing. I could totally get this in the ground now. But the cat stopped coming around when we put the cardboard up.
Well, you don't want to see if it comes back again?
Well, we took the cardboard down and we've not been awoken again. So I think the cat kept coming back every morning because it was like part of this cat's morning routine. Like, oh, this house has a cat that I could get in a fight with over territory and the cat can't get at me. I'll stop here every morning. But then when the cat came the next morning and so what Kristen did to answer Sparky's question was she blocked the bottom of the window with a piece of cardboard and taped it up to the window so that Momo wouldn't have a view out to see where the cat was, coming up or meow at the cat.
Right.
So that stopped Momo, because I think what happened was the cat would walk by, Momo made some noise, the cat heard this, the cat came over, and it resulted in a standoff between them. So all you gotta do is just break eyesight, break contact, and
right.
Momo's not going to make any sounds.
Cheaper solution. How much did the cardboard cost you? Nothing.
Right, nothing. So now, of course, the thing is, I opened up the package for this thing, and I've had it for a while, so I can't return it. But how much money did I waste on this thing?
$35, right?
I want to say 20. I hope it wasn't more than 20. 1999.
That's not a big deal.
Yeah. 1999. And hey,
good.
if the cat comes back, I'm prepared.
What you could do is get one of these trail cams so you can see what critters are coming around.
Yeah.
And then you'll know. And then if you see an animal come through, actually, in fact, I was going through the list. One will deter also deer and bear. So that might be useful. Did you get any bear in your neighborhood?
Not that I know of.
How about deer?
I haven't seen any around here.
The beach house town is owned by deer.
So,
and actually, we were on the way to the house a couple of weeks ago, and damn it, in this neighbor's yard, there was a coyote.
Huh. So, good, smart purchase, dumb purchase. 3D Star Wars Death Star ball ice cube molds.
Awesome purchase.
Okay, there we go. Luxardo maraschino cherries. 400-gram jar.
I guess that's good.
Yeah, it's good for my old fashions. Let's see.
Or whatever, yeah.
Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda Household Cleaner and Laundry Booster.
All right, that's good.
Autobahn 50th Anniversary Edition Blu-ray with Dolby Atmos remix. That's a good one.
What was that again?
Kraftwerk Autobahn.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but
you're not familiar with
good?
You're not familiar with the band Kraftwerk?
No.
Oh, we gotta play you some Kraftwerk is what we gotta do. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I ripped that one in stereo as well. There we go. We got. Let's bring up a little bit of this. We'll just kind of skip ahead here. Little sound effect to start with. It's a very synth pop German. Autobahn.
Oh, Kraftwerk with a K.
With a K, yes. With a K.
Oh, they've been active since 1970.
Yes.
So even an old fart like me should know it, except that it's German.
Yeah, this album came out in 74. I mean, some of their albums they did both German and English versions. But not this one. This one's just German. But it's awesome.
And what's this called again?
Autobahn.
Oh, there you go. 75.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Actually, earlier than that. But, yeah, 74.
Yeah. 74. Autobahn. What do you think? Nice synth pop music.
Little mini Moog, right?
Oh, yeah. Can't go wrong with Autobahn or with Kraftwerk. With a K. So, see, Sparky said, good, bad, good, good. I wonder which one did he said was bad? Which
that
one
was great,
bad?
Sparky.
Which one was bad? Well,
oh, I recall this. This rings a bell.
This song?
No, that vocal. I mean, like deep, heavy lyrics there, right?
Yeah.
Did they say anything other than bon 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 autobahn?
They have at times. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here. Let's fast forward to the 80s with Pocket Calculator. They got some words in this one. Just gotta wait for the words to come in here. Any moment now.
Hey, and they were on the American charts. Who doesn't like this stuff?
There you go. I'm the operator of my pocket calculator. So yeah, can't go wrong with a little Kraft. And Kraftwerk also did the original theme music for Newton's Apple. But they're not proud of that. And so that album's never been officially reissued. But I have the bootleg CD that came out in the
right.
90s. It's Newton's Apple. Oh, so the cherries was bad.
Was it Sparky? I didn't see that. That's great.
Sparky drinks his whiskey without fruit.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
and no fucking umbrella, right?
And I knew exactly what song Sparky was referring to. Good old M. I know I have that one somewhere. I think I have that in my. I've been moving my folders around, coming up with a new system for storing my music. The kind where I don't know where anything is anymore. But oh wait, that would actually be my 7th. Technically, pop music came out in the late 70s, I believe. Do I not have a digital download copy of that? Oh man, I only got vinyl on that. But yeah, that is a great song. I just need to find where this is a stop it. You remember this one, right, Brian?
That doesn't ring a bell.
What's that?
No, that doesn't ring a bell.
M. Pop music.
That voice reminds me of.
It should have been 80s, but
that voice reminds me of the guy that did they had those funny hats.
Thomas Dolby. No, wait, funny hats. Oh, Devo.
Devo, yeah. There you go. Thanks.
I mean, this may as well be an 80s song, even though it hit the tail end of the 70s. It's certainly got that 80s sound that things are moving to by the end of the 70s.
I wonder if they were an influence to Devo.
Probably.
I was at a guitar. Well, I was at a Guitar Center, and when I bought that bass, last week that I showed,
right?
And actually, this was the earlier one. This was the one in Concord, and an older guy, probably old as me, was talking about Beatles music and how they all sound alike, and I just wanted to say, "You're a fucking knucklehead." They don't. You can throw all the Beatles music and say like 3 or 4 different genres, at least. You got early Beatles, you got kind of middle Beatles with Yesterday and the elevator music, and then you got the very progressive and even heavy metal sort of Beatles.
Well, you got the psychedelic, Sgt. Pepper, Magical Mystery Tour. And you got they're kind of getting back to the rock basics, White Album,
absolutely,
Get Back stuff, and
right.
then of course Abbey Road.
And hey, what is not different about Hey Bulldog?
Of course.
Yeah. So I didn't say anything to the guy. I let him ramble on his bullshit.
But so a few more purchases to review, good or bad.
Yes.
A Noco Boost Plus Ultra Safe Car Battery Jump Starter. That I already returned. It was a bad purchase. It did not successfully jump my car. I had to put it on the trickle charger plugged into my outlet overnight. So that was Sparky agreeing, bad. The Yes Close to the Edge Super Deluxe Edition with Dolby Atmos remix.
Of course, that's good.
That's good right there. Thermal paste for CPU processor.
That's definitely good.
Okay. Deluxe edition of Robin Trower Bridge of Sighs, including Atmos
shit,
remix.
That's good.
Wow. Maybe let's see. Number 6 half-inch stainless truss head Phillips wood screws.
Oh, definitely needed.
100 piece.
Did you need 100?
I needed
3.
I needed 2.
2?
So
you should have taken a little trip to Home Depot and you get a package of 6. And you said, "Oh, I got ripped off."
Well, here's the thing: the cable that was I have a turntable that had the RCA cables that came out that were soldered directly to the turntable itself, and which means that they were always dragging behind it. And then one of the cables got caught on something, and the RCA connection in there ripped off. So I had this bare wire there, and I was like, you know what? I could just repair this wire, or I could trim this wire close. I could get some RCA connectors, solder the stripped wire to the RCA connectors, cut out a little hole in the plinth that the turntable's in, and then screw it into the plinth so that I actually have RCA connectors on the back of the turntable instead of a hardwired cable that drags behind it all the fucking time. So I needed 2 screws to do that. So I bought a pack of 100 screws.
Never need to buy those again unless you forget that you have them.
Yeah. Now, in my defense,
are they different lengths?
No, they're all number 6 half-inch.
Damn.
In my defense,
can't I get a variety? Yeah.
In my defense, it was only $8.
Yes, it would have been $12 for 6 of them at Home Depot.
Exactly, plus gas money. But Sparky's saying bad purchase, since I only needed 2. Fair enough. Okay.
And to be honest, I recently was looking for something where I wanted a fairly small small quantity, and I looked. I don't want to buy 100 of them, right?
Right. It happens, but
I don't mind buying a spare.
Now here's something where this purchase is both good and bad.
Okay, I'm going to have to take that necessary break. I'll be back in a moment.
All right. We'll get ready to raid when you get back. So then the other thing that I did was on January 2nd, my auto delivery completed for a 3-pack of Pet Safe Scoop Free Crystal Cat Litter Tray refills and a 6-pack of Pet Safe Scoop Free Crystal Cat Litter Tray refills, because at some point in time, I put an auto order or auto delivery for a 3-pack. And at some point I put in an auto delivery for a 6-pack. And I don't know when or how or why I did this, but I did this when I needed one and I didn't get the other auto delivery, or I forgot about the other auto delivery. And so then I had these 2 auto deliveries, and then the time passes and whoops, now I have 9 trays for my cat litter refill. And I really only needed 3 or 6. And I'm not sure. Oh, what it was is here's what happened. We used to use the automatic cat litter tray only like when we went away on trips. So I had an auto order to order 3 trays every 6 months because we only used a few of them a year. And then we started using it more frequently and stopped using the other one so that, because like, hey, this thing works good. Why do we keep putting it away and scooping the normal stuff? Let's use up the rest of our normal stuff, and then we'll set this up and use it all the time. And so that's when I set up, well, we're going to be using it more frequently, so we need to order 6 trays every 2 months instead of 3 trays every 6 months. But I didn't cancel the 3 trays every 6 months and forgot that I had that. And it just happened to be that the 2-month period for the reorder of 6 trays aligned with the 6-month window for the 3 trays. And I ended up with 9. So we're set for a while. Okay. And then I ordered Blu-ray edition of Howard Jones' Humans Lib and Dream into Action with 5.1 surround remixes. San Francisco Bay whole bean coffee. So Howard Jones, good. Coffee should be good. Oh, then the 6-piece 2-way RCA terminals. Those are what I used on the turntable. I needed those for another project too. So now I've used 2 out of the 6 of them and have 4 spare. And yeah, that brings me back to the beginning of the year. So far, Sparky approves of most of this year's Amazon purchases. But, while we're waiting for Brian, let's see. Tecton 1/2-inch drive by 24-inch comfort grip breaker bar. Oh, that I think was a Christmas gift for my dad. So that would be good. Yeah, these are Christmas gifts. Just not the cherries and the solar car charger. Durabeam Deluxe Comfort Plush High-Rise Air Mattress, queen size, with built-in electric pump. We've used it once. But we'll use it again.
Do you use it for guests?
No, we need it when I bought that so that when we went to my cousin's for New Year's Eve, we could stay there and watch the ball drop, and then I would have a bed to crash on. Because the previous year when I went there, their air mattress had a hole in it. Yeah,
and you didn't ask them to. Oh, you need to replace this or patch this. I'll just bring my own.
Well, the year before, I went by myself because Kristen wasn't feeling well, and they had 2 twin air mattresses. One had a hole and one didn't, and I used one without, and other people were crashing on the couch. And so I knew it was a full house. I knew that it got down air mattresses for me, and I knew it was twin. And then this year, Kristen was coming with me, so I'm like, well, I need to get a bed for both of us. So I got to get something queen size. So I bought this big ass queen size deluxe comfort plush high-rise air mattress, and we set it up in their dining room. So
just push the dining room table into a corner.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a good idea. In fact, we've had a bed in the guest bedroom for many, many years, and it was very rarely used. Like, why are we wasting this room with this bed that nobody's using? So we got rid of the bed, and we have an air mattress. So if someone wants to stay over, they can. Yeah. Although, hey, cheap bastard, go get a fucking hotel room.
Why don't you tell me how you really feel? All right.
Or if you're that cheap, I don't even want you in the house. I'll even pay for the room.
Well, on that note, I think this draws a close another fun-filled episode of...
And that was a good idea to talk about Amazon purchases and return. Should I return or not? I bet now the screws you can't return, so you're stuck with 99 bottles of beer on the wall.
You know what? If I return 98 screws, saying I ordered them by accident, is someone going to count them and say you're 2 screws short?
Well, what gets me, you go through Home Depot, you got all those packages of screws, and you see there's a hole in it with, oh, there is one missing. Motherfucker.
Anyways, we do try to be educational here. So, Brian, what have you learned here this week?
Who knew that Amazon returns or purchases would have gotten some good feedback here?
Yeah, and I learned that.
Or did Sparky just say bad? For that? No.
I don't know. Well, the last thing I think I said was the air mattress.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to return the screws. They could come in handy. I'll just
that's fine. Yeah. You use them all the time. Then you realize, oh shit, I needed number 8, not number 6. That's why you buy that little box that has the assortment of not only sizes but lengths.
Yeah. An assortment would be good, but I didn't. But I had a specific thing in mind, and that
yeah. Sure.
I mean, they're just tiny screws because it's not a very thick wooden base, and I basically just need something that's just going to secure this connector in place. It was exactly what I needed. But anyways,
cool.
We're going to go and we're going to try to raid Tired Actor.
Right.
I think she only lets you raid if you have a certain number of people. I don't know what the rules are, but she doesn't always let us raid. So if she doesn't, we'll have to come up with a backup plan. Thug shells, maybe.
Okay, as a backup. Sure.
Yeah, because we raided Grace Labard last week. So, yeah. We'll so let's go ahead and let's try to raid Tired Actor. We'll be back again same time, same place next week. Hopefully Mars will be back. Except
I hope that he's back because I don't know if I'll be here because I'm getting my cataract surgery done next week.
Oh.
I could be back with or without a white cane.
Could you have tried to get a 2-for-1 deal?
I am getting both done.
Or could you try to get a 3-for-1 deal? Bring Mars with you.
Oh, hey, do my buddy too.
Yeah,
that's a good. I wish I thought of that.
Buy one, get one half off. He only has one eye anyways.
Oh, man. This is so bad in so many ways.
But unfortunately, Tired Actor is not going to let us raid, so we're going to have to raid Thug Shells. And we'll see what's going on. Well, good luck with your cataract surgery. And now, are you doing that conscious or put under?
Well, I think you have to do it conscious. They dope you up pretty good, though. Apparently, they have something that's equivalent to, but better than Valium.
Okay.
But they hit you with a shot, and you go wacky, and then they have a second shot to pull you out of it.
You're gonna have to tell me about this because I don't know if my grandfather did have to have some surgery done on his eye, and it may have been cataracts, maybe it's something else, but I know that the thing that concerned him about it was that they told him that he had to be drugged up but conscious for it, and he's like, what, to like work on my eye? Fuck no. I mean, put me
exactly.
And the doctor's like, I don't need you snoring, rolling around on my operating table. No, I need you. So, but
don't like for brain surgery. Don't they clamp your head down?
I'd be fine with a clamp if you knock me out. But then again, you always hear the stories about the people that they're alert but paralyzed during it, and that supposedly it's really rare. But with my luck, anyways. But the thing he said was, he didn't. You don't think that it's going to go well. The concept of having any level of consciousness and someone approaching your eye with a sharp object.
Yeah, okay. So a friend of mine just got a shot in the eye. An injection in the eye.
Yeah, I'm
thinking that's just plain nasty.
Well, apparently there's not nerve endings there, but I don't feel like testing that theory. And also, so he, Jesus.
So he tells us, yeah, he got the shot, and the fluid
I guess we're
is
doing
like a
overtime.
worm in your eye, and
Oh.
it takes days for that to dissipate.
Oh, no, don't tell me that. Well, I don't need that. So don't ever give me
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That doesn't.
Well, here's what I will tell you. My grandmother said he was worried about this because he didn't really think that there'd be any way he'd be comfortable with having, his eyes working and someone coming in to work on his eye. But he said, oh, you'll be fine. We'll put you under, we'll not put you under, give you the drugs and you'll be fine. And he didn't really believe that, but he was. They drugged him up good, and he was perfectly fine with it. So apparently, the drugs work really well with this. So I'm really curious to hear what your experience is when you come back from this.
Well, I told you about the Valium that I took with my dental procedures, and that worked quite well. Although this next time they have to do it, they want to double the dose.
Yeah. So,
because I might feel a little bit of pain. Okay. Is this drugging me about him or about me?
Are you looking forward to the Valium, or are you dreading the procedure?
A little bit of dreading the procedure. I'm okay with the Valium, but double dose of Valium, I'm not sure that that's needed.
Hey, take what you can get.
Yeah. And
Dude's going to open up your eye. Take whatever drugs they're willing to give you.
No, this is for a dental procedure.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The cataract is
you're gonna need a
super replacement for Valium.
Yeah.
And that sounds cool. And actually I went to the dentist today. I was mentioning the Valium, and I said, also, yeah, back in some years ago, that's 50 years ago or whatever, not that many, 45 years ago, I had my wisdom teeth pulled out, and I was on nitrous.
Oh, nitrous.
And he said that he had worked like as an assistant teacher at this dental school, and he was working with a technician on the nitrous oxide. And said, see, here's how it works. You turn on the oxygen, then you turn on the nitrous. You have this thing on the patient's face, what have you.
Right.
Breathe it and whatever. Anyway, so he was acting as the patient. What they didn't tell him ahead of time is that they weren't supposed to turn on the nitrous. So during the professor's presentation, he was high as a kite. And then he mentioned, there were other situations where he was on nitrous on purpose, as a patient.
Well, what was great
was pretty fun.
There was that episode where of Seinfeld where he goes to the dentist, and the dentist takes a mask, takes a little breath for himself before he puts the mask on Jerry's face.
Yeah.
A little for me, little for you. All right, we're going to rate Thug Shells now. We'll be back next week. So thank you again, everyone, for tuning in and watching and joining us here. And, hope you have a great week. And
all right,
we'll see you then.
We'll see you. Or not see you.
And we are rated.
All right, good.
All right, I'll catch you next week.
We'll see you. Yeah.
Night.